Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 30th of October 2024. So Trump trade goes turbo, Bitcoin and bullion hit record highs, tech and treasury yields rise. Stocks prediction, markets and commodities all leaning heavily towards a Trump victory at the moment. We'll find out a week today. US stocks finished mixed with attention on earnings data and geopolitics, and markets chop to earnings data, geopolitics, stimulus and supply, according to the news Quark US market wrap there. Economic news today, well, obviously the main one is for the UK is going to be the budget. I don't think it's even mentioned here, is it? No, it's not. But today, UK budget is where the main focus is going to be, obviously for the FTSE and for the European markets as well, to see what Reeves is going to be doing with taxes, etc. Otherwise, what else have we got? ADP, that's going to be the main one after or during the budget as well, which is at midday. ADP numbers will be interesting because the jolts came in a lot lower than forecast yesterday, as you can see there. And actually, they've readjusted this number. It was over 8 million yesterday, but they've adjusted it down to 7.6. You know when they've adjusted it because, one, they like to fiddle the numbers, and two, it's got a little orange arrow there. So that's altered that number to make it look now. Well, actually, it wasn't as bad as we thought. So again, markets keep moving higher. So ADP, keep in mind that number 143. See if it gets adjusted or not. These were adjusted numbers from the previous. And see what happens at 12:15. Obviously, we're an hour ahead. And also, I forgot to mention that you need to, if you trade in the afternoon, of course, 1:30 for this week on the German DAX, not 2:30 until the US put their clocks back on Saturday night or early hours of Sunday morning. So yeah. Oh, actually, it is mentioned there. It's called the Autumn Forecast Statement now. It used to be called the UK Budget, but it's obviously been changed a bit like the unemployment numbers now. Where there used to be unemployment, now it's claims. So, again, it's about semantics, isn't it? So there we go. Right, let's have a look at these choppy markets again and expect more choppiness certainly going into throughout the next week and going into the election next week. So let's have a look. Kick off with the Dow. So the Dow yesterday sideways, did breach the high and the low of Monday's session, but overnight price is still moving slightly lower. Their price is certainly retracing at the moment. They need to stay above the 78.89 and the 50 EMA in the daily chart there. 30-minute charts, markets in decline from the 200 MA and psychological level there, the blue line. But as soon as the market opened, well, we just whipped up, didn't we? 100, 200... 300 points, and then we ended up back where we started, which is bizarre. So whatever happened there, whatever news it was, the markets deemed it necessary to run the market. So maybe they had some sell orders they wanted to offload in this area, run the market up, and then dump it into the market, which would make a lot more sense. German DAX sideways to lower. It hasn't pulled back as much as the Dow, but we are below the 20-bar moving average as I record this market alert, so that's an interesting thing that's going on there. And also yesterday we moved up, we then had an 89% retracement, we moved lower down to the 200 MA where the market found support. Overnight we've had some resistance and we broke the close and the 200 MA and the low, and we've moved down to the S1, so expect the market to come back to the low when we open at 7 a.m. and beyond. Meanwhile, in the S&P 500, strongest of all markets at the moment, still sideways to higher. The all-time high is still there at 5881.7. Bit of indecision overnight, but you'd expect that. Again, down, and then we launched, but unlike the Dow that only went up for a couple of bars and then reversed, the S&P has continued to move nowhere near yesterday's low or the DP. Bounced off the 50 EMA and now moving back to yesterday's high. So this will drag up the DAX and also the UK FT100, which you can see big down day yesterday. The reality of the UK budget, I suspect. Markets got a bit of support down here. Will the market hold? I suspect that they'll find some way. If not, we'll have a shakeout and then get the Santa rally underway. and certainly after next week if Harris gets elected and not Trump. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But at the moment it's still stuck in that sideways range. It's still evident there. It's quite a wide range there, but stuck in this. And a 30-minute chart, all was going well till, like I say, the reality of the UK budget's out today, but to the market trying to bounce there as they bring the futures up across Europe and the US overnight as I record. Meanwhile, in the US dollar, treading water sideways at the moment. Also, again, waiting for the US elections next week. Let's have a quick look at the metals market. And kicking off with silver, the market up and a bit of weakness overnight, but up once more. What's going to be interesting here is if we can get through this 34.65. We need to get through this level in order to move higher. Price is currently showing a bit of buying as well for yesterday, and overnight coming off a low there. We'll just have a look here. You'll see coming off the DPs, trying to move higher, being dragged along with gold, which we'll look at in just a second. Yesterday we retraced back to the 200 MA market. Never looked back until we got the usual nonsense with the 130 fix. Market pulling back overnight, but now just finding some support at the DP and an increase in volume there as well. Meanwhile, in gold, making new all-time highs, just made another one as I'm recording, so let me just grab that. 2786, heading for 2,800, which could be easily achieved by the time we get to a week today for the US results. Overnight, you can see prices there continuing to move to the upside and breaking out yesterday. Tried to slam it with the London fix, didn't work, and the buying continues there. And gold ploughing ahead there, which is impacting on the gold-silver ratio. This moving back to the upside, still stuck in a sideways range at the moment. So a bit more weakness in silver than in gold there, as again recording this video. Right, let's have a quick look at yesterday's trades and what the German DAX is doing overnight before we finish. So yesterday we had a strong rally already in progress before the market opened. This is in the pre-market session in the grey, which is the futures session there. Market then continued up initially, but then sold to the downside down to the previous day's high, where profits taken on this trade as prices then, you can see how again the high, the low is so important. The market then finding support and then moving back to the upside, which I just trailed the stop up there. Also drew in an 89% retracement from this high projected up, and you'll see as we get towards this, take the profits off the table. Market goes through to do a double top, which I could have actually hung around a bit longer, to be honest with you, but not to worry. So profits taken, market then sideways. This point I'd left the desk, which is why the lines remain on the charts. I had an appointment that I had to attend, and you can see there again moving back up. So a couple of scalp points there, but then we got into sideways to lower following the Dow, and then in the afternoon became very choppy, very messy. Unfortunately, the profits gained in the morning. You could see there were given up in the first, well, some of them were given up in the first trade, not all. And then to add insult to injury, we had a second one there, day before the budget, not a good idea. The third trade going down to recoup some of the losses from the previous two trades. And then the market just drifting sideways, very choppy as it said in the headlines there. And one which I've warned against over the last week or so because of the UK potential tax rises. Well, I don't think the potential are they, and US election. So let's have a quick look overnight, see where we're at. Probably not going to do an awful lot, but we are moving back up as I mentioned before. They're going to try and attack the low. Got the 200 MA in the way there in the 2-minute chart, see whether that can be taken out. Moving and compressing the chart, we can see that we're quite a way off the high of yesterday's 200 points up to this level, and it's about 30 points to yesterday's low if they want to get the market up and keep it moving up. If not, we get through the S1, we S2, and the S3 is likely to be tested there. Okay, that's it for this one. Let's see what Reeves has to say for herself today. It's going to be an interesting one. And with that, have a great day. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.